You know that feeling, right? That nagging foot pain that just changes everything. Stepping out of bed feels like walking on broken glass, maybe.
Or just that dull ache that wears you down all day long. Yeah.
You find yourself hobbling, asking, will this ever go away? What did I even do?
It's completely debilitating, isn't it? When something as basic as standing or walking hurts, it affects your whole life.
Absolutely. You start maybe limiting things you enjoy or even thinking about, well, drastic stuff like injections or surgery.
Because you just want it to stop. That desire for relief is huge.
It really hit me reading that story in our source today. The homeless woman saving up for months just for one treatment.
Wow. Yeah, that really speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About how deeply this impacts people.
And how much they crave a real solution, not just a quick fix.
Exactly. A solution that gets to the heart of the problem.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Our source is excerpts from Conquer Foot Pain by Julie Renae Smith.
Right, Julie Smith. She's a master of physical therapy, but her background is really interesting.
Yeah, she got into body work like healing touch, reflexology really early on, studied kinesiology. That's the science of movement.
And she's dealt with her own injuries too, which gives her this, unique perspective.
Definitely. And her core idea is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Our bodies are these complex, interconnected systems.
Constantly trying to talk to us, essentially.
But we've kind of disconnected, haven't we? Modern life just gets in the way.
Mm-hmm. And pain, especially foot pain, according to her, isn't just about that one spot.
It's a signal.
Yeah, often a signal that something else is out of whack, maybe somewhere totally different in the body.
Okay, so our mission for this deep dive isn't just like Foot Anatomy 101.
No, it's about unpacking Julie Smith's insights, the tools she offers to help us understand those body signals.
And find maybe alternative paths to relief that actually last.
We're going to look at why pain shows up one place but starts somewhere else, that whole mind-body connection.
And some simple techniques that apparently can make a real difference. We'll explore how movement patterns go wrong and how we can, well, listen and reconnect.
And maybe even reprogram them, according to the source.
Get ready for some surprising connections then, like foot pain related to your shoulder or hip.
Or even stored emotions, potentially. It's fascinating stuff.
Okay, let's unpack this. So this first big idea is that fundamentally, many of us are just disconnected from our bodies.
Living from the neck up, as the author puts it.
Right. Caught up in thinking, planning, screens, deadlines, rushing, always looking for that instant gratification.
And we lose touch with what's actually happening inside, physically.
This creates a kind of split, doesn't it, between the conscious mind, the thinking part, and what Smith calls the unconscious mind, which is deeply linked to the body's intelligence and experiences.
And integrating those two, being truly present, is apparently key to understanding those internal signals.
And the body, the source says, it acts like a kind of living history book. It stores experiences, physical and emotional, right from childhood.
Yeah, think about falling down as a kid being told to shake it off. Or, chronic work stress, family worries.
The book uses that powerful example of Steve Hara. His different pains seem tied to specific family members' struggles. Back pain for his wife, neck shoulder for his daughter.
And foot and calf pain when his son was sick. It's quite specific.
And the idea is these aren't just fleeting moments, they leave an imprint, right?
Mm-hmm. The book suggests they create these subtle, maybe unnoticed changes in our posture or how we move.
Smith says small changes add up to a big one. We adapt, compensate.
And these little shifts become our new normal way of moving or holding ourselves, until eventually that accumulation tips over into pain or dysfunction that finally grabs our attention.
Wow. That really shifts how you think about old injuries or stressful times. They don't just disappear.
No, they get sort of built into your system, into your patterns.
And this leads right into maybe the most central insight from the book. The body works as one single interconnected unit.
Yes, this is absolutely foundational. The main takeaway here is that pain in one spot is almost always a compensation for an issue somewhere else.
It's not just a one-way street either.
No, exactly. The foot impacts the whole body, but issues higher up, hip, back, shoulder, pit, they dramatically affect the foot too. The chain reaction goes both ways.
So the place that hurts,
Yeah.
it isn't necessarily the bad guy.
Often it's the victim crying out because another part of the system isn't doing its job properly.
So the painful part is forced to overwork or move in a weird way.
Precisely. The body is incredibly adaptive. It's always trying to keep you going, maintain balance, even if that means creating these, less than ideal movement patterns.
Like slightly turning your foot out because your hip isn't rotating right.
Exactly. or hiking one shoulder to balance out something lower down. The book talks about cross patterns.
Ah, right, where one side compensates for the other.
Mm-hmm. And that messes up coordinated movements like the natural opposite arm and leg swing you need for walking efficiently.
And there was another one, opposing joints pattern.
Yeah, that helps explain why pain can feel like it sort of jumps around. Your right foot hurts, so maybe your left knee starts compensating.
And then it ripples up or down the opposite side.
Exactly. It's like dominoes falling, a real chain reaction.
The book also breaks down muscle types, movers versus stabilizers.
Right. Movers are for power, big movements on and off. Stabilizers, those postural muscles, are meant to be subtly active almost all the time, giving you smooth control.
And Smith says when bad patterns force the big mover muscles to act like stabilizers.
They just can't handle it. They fatigue quickly, get strained, become prone to injury because that's not their primary job.
And the examples really bring this home. The author's own story.
Yeah, discovering a slight rotation in her shin bone, her left shin, was the root cause of a whole cascade of issues up her leg.
And Bill, who walked on his toes,
Yeah.
pain after just 10 minutes because his basic pattern was just wrong.
Completely working against him. And Ben, with that terrible foot pain.
It wasn't really his foot at all, was it? It was his hip and leg being rotated.
Exactly. The foot was just taking the strain. These stories really hammer home that point. The site of the pain is rarely the whole story.
Makes you wonder about your own aches, doesn't it? Is that knee thing really about my knee or maybe my hip?
Or that shoulder twinge. Is it connected to how I use my core?
Okay, so if the problem is this disconnection and these hidden compensations, what's the solution? Where do we go from here?
This is where the book pivots. It's about learning to communicate with your body.
Smith calls this listening ability her superpower.
Yeah, and it's presented as a practice, vital me, something you develop over time. The V is for identifying your vexing pain.
The most annoying one.
Right. And this is crucial, remembering that the problem is often not where that vexing pain actually is.
The book also talks about the brain's role, right? How it interprets things.
The left brain analyzing, the right brain experiencing, and the cerebellum creating those quick automatic movement shortcuts.
Like when you nearly trip on a curb.
Exactly. Your body instantly shifts to catch you. That's a protective shortcut. But Smith explains these shortcuts, while helpful in the moment, can override your optimal patterns.
They can change you from being like balanced and flexible down your leg to something more rigid.
Yes, like shifting from a mobile stable mobile pattern to a less efficient mobile stable one.
But the good news is these shortcuts aren't set in stone.
That's the powerful part. The book argues you can use your brain consciously to help reprogram them, rather than letting them keep you stuck in painful habits.
And a key tool for this seems to be these experience body-mind check-ins. Sounds simple, maybe?
Simple but foundational. It literally starts with just taking a few moments to scan your body head to feet.
And the trick is not judging, just noticing.
Exactly. Just observe what you feel. Tight neck. Okay. Buzzing fingers. Note it. That ache in your back, that stabbing heat in your heel, just notice it.
It might feel superficial at first, the book says.
Yeah, but with practice, you learn to tune in more deeply, feel more subtle sensations.
And there are techniques to help quiet the monkey mind.
Right. Things like visualizing the number 1 with different qualities, or focusing on blood flow, or just feeling your breath in different body parts.
The aim is to calm down the analytical left brain.
And reconnect with the experiential right brain, the body's direct wisdom.
So what's the real purpose of these check-ins?
They do a few key things. They reveal the small adaptations your body has made. They tell you what your body needs right now. Stability, stretching, strengthening, or maybe just rest.
And they give clues about where to start looking for the root cause, even if that spot isn't the most painful one.
Right. The pain tells you what the symptom needs immediately, but the check-in helps you see the bigger context, the underlying pattern.
There was also that fascinating bit about how the brain classifies pain.
Oh, yeah. Whether your brain interprets a sensation through a stress trauma pattern filter or a healing program filter.
It actually changes your experience. Pain levels, muscle tension, how fast you heal.
Profoundly, according to the source. And choosing to consciously reframe it, to run the healing program by listening to your body's needs, that can change the outcome.
Like Mark's story, finding hope by listening to his body instead of just scary medical reports.
It's about using your right brain experience to give feedback to your left brain analysis, shifting from fear to proactive healing.
Okay, so you do the check-ins, you're listening. Then what? What do you actually do?
This is where the tool belt idea comes in, practical techniques you can apply.
But the key is applying them based on the check-in, right? Not just random ones.
Precisely. It's about giving the body what it's asking for when it's asking.
So what kinds of tools are in this belt? The book mentions repatterning core activities.
Yeah, these target those deep postural stabilizer muscles. And here's a surprising thing, Smith notes. You only need about 10–15% of your strength to engage them properly.
Really? Not brute force then?
No, it's about consistent, gentle practice to build that unconscious control, that smooth stability. The book covers exercises for the neck, shoulders, core, even finger flexors and hips, with links for pictures.
Okay. Then there are balance activities.
Right, and balance isn't fixed. It changes daily based on sleep, stress, hydration, old injuries.
So practicing it actually improves it.
Definitely. The source suggests progressing from feet together to single leg stance, and importantly, doing these with your eyes closed.
To challenge that inner sense of where your body is.
Yeah.
Proprioception.
Exactly. Without relying on your eyes. Again, there's a link for those activities.
Now, the walking activities seemed really simple but kind of brilliant.
I thought so too. The goal isn't just walk more, it's to get back to your body's original optimal walking program.
The one that got messed up by compensations.
Right. And the technique offered is amazingly simple. Walk backward for just 5 or 6 steps.
Backward, how does that help forward walking?
The book explains that your brain has a separate backward walking program, which likely hasn't been corrupted by forward compensations. Accessing that program briefly.
Somehow helps the brain find the good forward program again.
Apparently so. It helps break those suboptimal forward shortcuts. Remember Bill, who had pain after just 10 minutes? This kind of repatterning was huge for him.
Wow, such a small intervention. Okay, what about when pain flares up acutely?
Besides rest, which is always an option, the book highlights fascia mobilization.
Yes, fascia. That connective tissue web described as the body's pain receptor hub.
Exactly. It's super sensitive. So the technique involves visualizing sections of the foot, toes ball, midfoot, heel.
And then using really gentle massage.
Incredibly gentle. Forward, backward, side to side. Minimal pressure is key. Forcing it is counterproductive. Treat each section, then the whole foot.
And always do both feet for symmetry.
Yes, because everything's connected. Treat the system.
Other foot techniques mentioned were rolling through your foot.
Where you consciously visualize rolling through the arch segments.
And rolling foot and ankle together.
For better controlled movement through that joint complex.
Okay, so pulling it all together, the vital knee practice is about using those check-ins to really listen.
What does my body actually need right now? Stability, a stretch, strengthening, or just rest?
And then you pick the right tool from your belt to address that need, targeting the root cause you identified, not just chasing the symptom.
Exactly. It puts the power back in your hands in a way.
It feels incredibly empowering. The source emphasizes your body is always doing its best, compensating.
But learning its language lets you make those small adjustments early before one little thing triggers that whole domino run.
The success stories really drive it home. Steve becoming a superhero snowshoer in his 60s.
Because he kept up with his stability work. And Ben finally conquering that awful foot pain by working on his hip and leg.
And crucially, overcoming that I feel better, amnesia sticking with the practice, even when the pain subsides.
That's a big one. And Catlin, learning to feel and differentiate all those subtle sensations, gaining incredible body awareness.
The benefits sound huge. Eliminating pain, not just in the feet, maintaining relief, reprogramming posture long-term.
Stopping compensations before they get bad, being able to adapt better in the moment, higher quality of life.
Being more mindful, less likely to get re-injured.
It's about building that personal tool belt and, wearing it regularly so the tools are there when you need them.
So what does this all mean? I guess it means that pain, that discomfort, it's not just something to endure or mask.
No, according to this source, your body is speaking constantly through sensations, through patterns.
And learning its language is the first, maybe the most crucial, step towards real healing.
Towards moving through life with more ease, more grace. It suggests you have more influence over your physical well-being than you might think.
Just by paying attention.
The core takeaway really is, lasting relief comes from respecting the body's interconnectedness, learning to listen deeply, and using targeted practices based on that listening to address the root causes.
Not just the symptoms. So here's a final thought for you to maybe chew on. Think about the small, maybe almost unconscious ways your body adapts every day.
Like how you stand when you're tired. Or shift your weight.
Or that little stiffness you usually ignore. What might those subtle things be trying to tell you about something happening elsewhere in your system?
And what could happen if you started paying attention before those small changes snowball into a big, painful problem?
Maybe just try a simple body check-in later today. Just a minute or two. No judgment, just notice what you feel, see what comes up.